On a 79-degree breezy evening here at Eldridge Park, we are set for the second game of this two-game series, this home-and-home weekend between the Orleans Firebirds and the visiting YD Red Sox here on the Birds Broadcast Network. And hi again, everybody. Gareth Kwok alongside my partner Carlo Jimenez. And fans, Orleans with a very tough loss at Webb Wilson Field last night. Firebirds had a one-run lead heading into the bottom of the ninth. Orion Kirkering with a chance to earn the save and secure their first road victory for the Firebirds this summer. But YD picking up 2 runs on no hits. And an unfortunate play for Tyler Locklear trying to get the final out on a bare hand play at third. And it results in YD picking up the victory. Orleans with a chance for revenge. And for more now on that and a little preview of what's to come tonight, let's go to our sideline reporter Noah Searson for our Early Bird pregame show. Noah?
Yeah, thanks, Gareth. Welcome on into the Early Bird pregame show. As always, Noah Searson here alongside Cole Bradley. We got a lot to get to, not a lot of time. And Gareth mentioned that tough loss tonight, 8-7 at YD. As the clouds started to darken, so did the Firebirds' fate. You had a couple little bang-bang plays in the ninth inning. You know, the Red Sox didn't even get a hit, able to scratch 2 across, though, Cole. And that's kind of been the name of the game for the Firebirds. It's, you know, cleaning up play. They're a very good defensive team, but, you know, in a game like yesterday, it proves that those sort of defensive and mental mistakes, they really can cost, Cole.
Absolutely, yeah, and you saw the final play of the game where it was sort of an errant throw to first that you didn't really need that out, and it was sort of a big situation where you wanted it, but you didn't need it, and it was a throw up the line from Tyler Locklear that got away from Julio Marcano, and they just really couldn't get a good glove on it and make the tag, and that sort of happens sometimes, but I'm sure they'll bounce back tonight.
Yeah, they'll bounce back, and it really wasn't all doom and gloom. It was actually a lot of bright spots in the game. 11 hits for the Firebirds, who coming into the game really needed a big offensive output. We're hitting .213 coming into the game, but offensive explosion, including a Tyler Locklear grand slam. Finally got to see the power out of the VCU hitter, and I think more of that is to come. We even saw in warm-ups, you know, Chase DeLauder hit not 1, not 2, but 3 bombs in a row out of the park. So, you know, seeing offensive output like that, Cole, it was definitely nice considering those first couple games, especially, you know, against Wareham and early on against Chatham. You know, it's nice to see that the Firebirds have that in their arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all knew coming in that this team's going to swing the bat. They're going to hit. And last night was a really telling sign of that. They had double-digit hits. They scored 7 runs. They just got to keep their foot on the gas pedal. And they're going to have another shot at the Red Sox tonight in a home-and-home series. And I'm sure they'll do that.
Yeah, revenge game will be a fun one. And there's actually one other talking point to hit. We have another player reaching Orleans today, Peyton Chatney, Ole Miss infielder, played a lot of second base at Ole Miss, might be playing a decent amount of shortstop here in Orleans. Not active yet, but keep your eyes out for him. Hit a little over 270 this year, drove in 43 runs, and overall was a very energetic player, something that, you know, has been a part of our keys of the game. Who's going to bring the energy? Who's going to provide the spark? I think Chatney can be one of those guys once he becomes active, Cole.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, he's a firecracker. He just exudes personality and keeps the energy loose in the dugout, which is what you want. You want to have fun. Baseball's a game, and he's definitely a guy who sees it as a game and what it is. And I think he's definitely going to bring that to this team. I think he's going to add a lot more of a relaxed energy or factor to this club that maybe we haven't seen so far. I mean, these guys really enjoy knowing each other and getting to know each other, but I feel like he's just going to add just another camaraderie aspect to it.
Well, yeah, Cole, the chemistry seems great on the team, but we haven't seen really any very, you know, emotional players or emotional moments, albeit it's early in the season, but we might get that in Chatney. Also nice because, you know, you lose your middle infield in just a couple days, Young and Sprinkle, so Chatney much needed to plug in there. We'll probably see him in the coming days, I'm guessing. I talked to him a little bit before the game. He said probably in the next day or so he'll be activated, and I'm sure as soon as he's activated, you'll see him in the lineup. But let's take it back to this revenge game against YD. Played them yesterday. It was a tough loss, but you get them back again today. A couple minutes before we do anthem and send it to first pitch with Gareth and Carlo. But before, it's that time in the pregame show where Cole and I give you our keys. And I'm not going to lie, our keys have been pretty fire. You got to listen to our keys. They've been pretty spot on from game to game. So when you're thinking about this one, when you're thinking about, how do the Firebirds get the victory, get revenge for what was a very tough loss just yesterday. What's your key to this one, Cole?
Just putting everything together. This team has pitched really well to start the year, but they haven't hit too well. Last night it was sort of the opposite. They hit really well, but the pitching was sort of shaky. I want to see a complete performance tonight. Put it all together, the pitching, the defense, the hitting. Come out here, give it your all, get a huge win, and sort of show exactly what all these Firebirds fans, what we personally have seen coming in, that we know that they can do. I think that that's what they should do tonight, and I think that's a huge thing that will be my key.
Well, and that's a great key, Cole, because we've seen each individual aspect at times, but we haven't really seen a complete game. So if they can put that together, boy, not only in this game, but the Firebirds will be hard to deal with all season long. Great key there, but my key is let's start taking it personally. What I'm talking about, that game against YD, it was a tough loss. I want the guys to come in with a chip on their shoulder. You even saw, the skip himself, Kelly. He doesn't have a great record against Scott Pickler. If you look at his record, it's not too hot. And you saw at the end of that game, he threw his helmet. I don't know what he threw the other team's helmet at. Was it the umps? Was it just general frustration? I don't know, but we need that energy. We need to take it personally. And the Firebirds, they need to come out kind of with their chip on their shoulder, I guess is the way I would put it. So Cole says, let's play a complete game, pitching, defense, hitting, put it all together. And I say mental side, let's bring the energy, take it personally, and basically be the ones to throw the first punch. Because if the Firebirds have struggled with anything, it's when the first team or when the other team is the first one to get off the first punch. It really puts you behind the eight ball. So be the first one to throw the first punch in this one. That's all we got for our keys to the game. So alongside Cole Bradley, I'm Noah Sears, and we'll send it back to Gareth and Carlo, get to the anthem, and then first pitch at 5:30. So guys, take it away.
All right, thanks so much for that, Noah Searson. Gareth Kwok alongside Carlo Jimenez. The Orleans Firebirds have taken the field here, and now let's listen in to our national anthem. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem here from Eldridge Park for a special 5:30 p.m. first pitch here on this Sunday. Let's take a look now at the starting lineup for Scott Pickler and the YD Red Sox. Peyton Graham back in the leadoff spot. He will hit first, play center field from Oklahoma. Hitting second will be Tanner Smith, the left-handed hitting outfielder from the University of Oregon. Hitting third will be the shortstop from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Brooks Lee. Batting fourth will be Chase Luttrell, the first baseman from Long Beach State. Hitting fifth will be the catcher Nate Baez out of Arizona State. Hitting sixth will be the DH Drew Compton, rising sophomore from Georgia Tech. Hitting seventh will be Tyler Williams out of Little Rock. He will play right field. Hitting eighth is Wyatt Hoffman, the second baseman, rising senior from the University of the Pacific. And hitting ninth will be the third baseman from Cal State Fullerton, Zach Liu. Defensive alignment for Orleans tonight. Jared McKenzie in left field, Connor Cox in center field, Chase DeLauder in right. In the infield, Tyler Locklear at third, Jordan Sprinkle at short, Jace Young at second, and Jack Moss at first base. Garrett Guillemette doing the catching. The USC backstop for the right-hander. The starting pitcher for the Firebirds tonight, Jonathan Cannon, the rising sophomore from the University of Georgia. 6'6", 216-pound right-hander from Alpharetta, Georgia. He's a temporary player on the roster, and he's a draft-eligible sophomore by age who was a weekend starter for Georgia. Big, tall right-hander who was a preseason All-American at the beginning of the year, and actually a reliever coming into Georgia before eventually being converted into a starter. For the Bulldogs this spring, he had 13 appearances. 12 of those were starts, had a 4-2 record with a 3.98 ERA. 63 and a third innings pitched, had 57 strikeouts over just 13 walks. He does not walk very many hitters. He throws a lot of strikes, and he got the opening day nod last week against Harwich, and exactly 1 week later, he's getting the nod today against YD to try and even up the home-and-home 2-game series between the Red Sox. So Peyton Graham, right-handed hitting center fielder from the University of Oklahoma, stands in. Graham on the spring for the Sooners hit .288 with 11 home runs and 28 runs batted in. And from the windup, the first pitch on the way is a fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Oh, 0-1 Cannon. The pitch is a bit inside to Graham. Graham is 8 for 21 so far this summer. He has a home run and 4 runs batted in. The pitch. Graham chops it foul off to the left toward the third base side. And the count, 2-1. Peyton Graham, Tanner Smith, and Brooks Leeds open the ball game here against the Orleans starting right-hander. 2-1 pitch. Fastball popped up, foul onto the hill out and right. And the count evened up at 2. The umpires for tonight's game, Mike Beal calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Douglas Isham at first base and David Perry at third base. The 2-2 pitch from Cannon is a line drive fielded on the hop by Jordan Sprinkle on the backhand from the edge of the grass. Throw, the first is not in time as Graham beats out the long throw. And so this game gets started with an infield hit from Peyton Graham, who continues to have himself a nice first week on the Cape.
Yeah, that ball just a little too far to the right of Sprinkle. Had to roam back, and it's going to be an awfully long throw.
Stepping in now is Tanner Smith, the left fielder from the University of Oregon. Graham with his lead at first. First pitch is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. No balls and a strike to Tanner Smith, who hit .324, 5 home runs, 36 runs batted in for the Ducks in the regular season. A 1 pitch is a breaking ball down low. Count evened up at 1. Smith, who served as Oregon's leadoff hitter this season and did extremely well. He was a Pac-12 honorable mention selection. Puts the ball in play consistently. 1-1. Fastball line down the left field line and on to Route 28. And now it's 1-2. Jonathan Cannon in his start last week against Harwich on opening day. He threw 4 innings, did not allow a run, gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts in just 59 pitches of work. We'll see how long he goes today as the wind gusting real hard. 1-2 pitch, another line drive foul down the left field line out of play. And it's 1-2 now to Tanner Smith with left-handed hitting Brooks Lee on deck for YD.
Yeah, the wind blowing awfully hard. It's already hard enough to get a ball out of here, Gareth. The wind is just making it harder at Eldridge.
Wind is blowing in extremely hard here to open things up. 1-2 pitch from Cannon. Fastball high and outside, ball 2. And the count now 2-2 now to Tanner Smith.
And it's going to affect everything. I mean, usually a wind will blow left to right, right to left. This wind's blowing straight in from center field into home.
Smith, who led the Pac-12 with 23 doubles. That's a new Oregon single-season record. 2-2. Popped up along the left field line, headed for Route 28 once again, out of play. And Cannon and Smith in an early battle here in the top of the first. No score between the YD Red Sox and Orleans Firebirds. Firebirds coming off a heartbreaking loss last night in South Yarmouth in the 9th, giving up the 1-run lead. 2-2 pitch, Graham runs, Smith swings and taps it foul. And so we'll do it again, 2-2. Graham, who does have good speed, he did have 7 stolen bags on the season for the Sooners. Jonathan Cannon, his second start of the summer. Projected to be in the draft coming soon. 2-2 pitch, roll to first. Moss able to stop it with the backhand, picks it up, runs to first to tag the base in time for the out. And advancing to second is Graham, with a nice play by the first baseman Jack Moss out of Texas A&M to rob Smith of a base hit. And what likely would have been a first and third situation with nobody out. Instead, runner on second with 1 down for Brooks Lee.
And Moss doing a great job just getting to that baseball, keeping it in front of him. Like you said, Garrett, this could have been runners to the corners and nobody out, but a big time out there.
The switch hitting Lee now from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo stands in. Hitting left-handed against the righty Cannon. First pitch is a fastball down low. Ball 1. Lee, who hit .342 with 10 home runs and 57 runs batted in this spring. And a 3-run home run last night off of Donovan Benoit. Swings at the 1-0 and grounds it to Jace Young to his left. Shuffles, now fires to first in time for the out. Peyton Graham moves to third on that play, and so runner 90 feet away. Lee is retired, and here is the cleanup man, Chase Luttrell from Long Beach State. Luttrell, who hit .316 with 8 bombs and 30 runs batted in for the Dirtbags this spring. Cannon working from the windup now. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner. Called strike 1. Luttrell on the summer so far. 4 hits in 19 at-bats. He does have a couple of runs batted in so far. 0-1 pitch. Fastball fly down the left field line. It's going to be a souvenir onto Route 28. Quickly 0-2 now to the first baseman from Long Beach State. Cannon staring down Guillemette, gets the sign. 0-2. And a bit low with that pitch. Call the ball. 1-2 now. Cannon, who led the Georgia Bulldogs in the regular season innings pitched, he had the fewest walks on the team among starters. He's going to pound the zone. 1-2. Fastball, swing and a miss. As Luttrell goes down swinging. First strikeout for Cannon, and he gets out of it. Gets away with the leadoff hit. We go to the home half of the first. No score between YD and Orleans as we are just getting things started from Eldridge Park here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to MosquitoMarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It only takes 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
Well, thank you very much for that, Mr. Jimenez. And now we are in the bottom of the first. Let's now Take a look at the Orleans starting lineup for manager Kelly Nicholson. Jordan Sprinkle back in the leadoff spot, playing shortstop. Hitting second is Rylan Thomas, again getting the start for the second game in a row at DH. Hitting third will be Connor Cox from Long Beach State, playing center field. Hitting fourth, Jace Young, the Texas Tech second baseman. Hitting fifth, Tyler Locklear out of ECU, he's playing third. Hitting sixth is Chase DeLauder, the right fielder from James Madison University. Hitting seventh, Jared McKenzie, the left fielder from Baylor. Hitting eighth, Garrett Guillemette, the catcher from the University of Southern California. And last but not least, hitting ninth, Jack Moss, the first baseman committed to Texas A&M. Defensively for the Red Sox this evening, it'll go like this. Tanner Smith out in left field, Peyton Graham in center field, Tyler Williams in right field. Zach Glue at the hot corner at third, Brooks Lee at shortstop, Wyatt Hoffman at second base, and Chase Luttrell at first, with Nate Baez behind the plate doing the catching for tonight's starter for YD. And it's going to be the right-hander, the rising sophomore from Long Beach State, Luis Ramirez. 6'2", 200-pound right-hander who was a Dirtbag Sunday starter from a year ago in 2020, but he was promoted to be the Saturday night starter and performed very well in his first full season with the Dirtbags in 2021. His numbers: 11 starts, had a 4-4 record, a 4.27 ERA, 65 in the thirds innings pitched, had 58 strikeouts, over 25 walks. So Ramirez will face the right-hand hitting Jordan Sprinkle to get things going here in the bottom of the first. Ramirez working from the windup. And the first pitch to Jordan Sprinkle is a slider that catches the knees for a called strike. 0-1 to Jordan Sprinkle. Ramirez got a fastball, curveball, changeup, and slider. That fastball will be around the high 80s, low 90s. A lot of secondary stuff as well. 0-1 pitch, Sprinkle chops it foul along the third base line. And it's quickly 0-2 now to Jordan Sprinkle, the UC Santa Barbara shortstop, who on the spring for the Gauchos hit .353 with 7 home runs and 32 driven in. Only a couple more days here on the Cape before he leaves for Team USA in Cary. 0-2. Fastball, Sprinkle flies one out to right field. Coming on in is Williams near the foul line, and he's got it for out number 1.
You can see already ball's being affected by the wind. Sprinkle got the end of the bat on it and blooped it out to right, and that ball just floated up there. Quite some time before the right fielder Williams was able to get underneath it.
Here's Rylan Thomas now, left-hand hitting outfielder from USC. First pitch from Ramirez is a belt-high fastball called a strike. 0-1 to Rylan Thomas, who's the best hitter on the Cape right now. He's hitting .500, 7 hits and 14 at-bats this week. Swings at the 0-1 and flies one out to shallow left field. Tanner Smith coming on in, and he'll make the high backhand catch for out number 2 here in the first.
So Pac-12 puts out Pac-12, and now it's Long Beach State versus Long Beach State.
Connor Cox now, right-handed hitter. And this should be a fun at-bat. College teammates now, enemies here in the Cape League. The right-hander Ramirez throws first pitch, and he begins the sequence with a slider on the outside corner, called strike 1.
Cox faced his teammate Harrison at Wareham and got a double off him in right center back on Friday.
Well, 1 pitch from Ramirez, another slider, that time 2 inside. 1-1 to Connor Cox. Hit .366 with 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in on the spring for Connor. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball lifted high and foul down the right field line onto the hill. And it's 1-2 now to Cox. On deck is Jace Young for Orleans if Cox can extend the inning. No score here from Eldridge Park. Early Sunday night start. We'll have the home games so far. Started at 7 p.m., but tonight we get things started at 5:30. 1-2. Fastball up high, slapped foul down the right field line. We'll do it again, 1-2. Orleans with 2 wins and 3 losses in their first week on the Cape. YD with 3 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. 1-2. Breaking ball. Cox lifts a high fly ball. Shallow hit left center field. Brooksley backpedaling just shy at the edge of the infield, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 1-2-3 first inning thrown by Luis Ramirez. We go now to the second. No score from Eldridge. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
All right, Gareth, now let's highlight one of the alumni of the Orleans Firebirds. And today we're doing a guy that's a little bit of a ways away, plays for a team that just picked up their 50th win, the San Francisco Giants shortstop, Brandon Crawford, former Firebird with a .340 on-base percentage this season, 50 RBIs, and 16 home runs. He is currently 3rd in the All-Star voting behind a couple of talented shortstops. Crawford this season with his 16 home runs, just 5 short of his career-high 21, which he had in 2015 when he was named an All-Star, and he hasn't even played half of the games this year, so he has been terrific for the Giants. And another alumni out of this Orleans program doing big things in the big leagues.
Oh, it's always fun to follow former Firebirds and see what they've been up to. Brandon Crawford has been no exception. He's been arguably the best player on the Giants in this first half of the season, and like you said, Carlo, finalist for the All-Star game at the shortstop position. As we are now in the top of the second, scoreless first frame thrown by Jonathan Cannon and Luis Ramirez for their respective teams. And that will now bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for YD to begin the top of the second. Nate Baez, Drew Compton, and Tyler Williams. I should say 5, 6, and 7 hitters dewed up. Baez hit .276 with 8 home runs and 24 runs batted in for Arizona State this spring. Right-handed hitter, first pitch from Cannon is a breaking ball outside corner, called a strike, 1-1. To Nate Baez. Baez on the summer, 5 hits and 21 at-bats. He did have an RBI double yesterday. A couple of runs batted in. Baez on the 0-1, slow roller to short, Sprinkle charging, throws on the run, high throw, gets away from Jack Moss, and it goes along the right field line. Able to back up the throw is Garrett Guillemette, the catcher, to prevent Baez from taking any additional bases. It's going to be a tough play for Jordan Sprinkle. That ball not hit hard at all off the end of the bat. And it should be an infield hit. As we'll await the official ruling, it is going to be a hit. And here comes Drew Compton now for YD. Compton, left-hand hitter from Georgia Tech. First pitch from Cannon is a breaking ball at the knees. Called a strike, 0-1 to Drew Compton. Compton, who hit .294, 13 big flies, 37 runs batted in for the Yellow Jackets this spring. He's got a lot of power. As Cannon with a quick throw to first to check on Baez. Baez back to first with a head-first dive. Compton led Georgia Tech in home runs and slugging. He does strike out a lot. He did have 57 strikeouts this season. As the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball down low, and he chased. It's 0-2 now. So Cannon already having to work from the stretch for the second straight inning as he gives up a hit to the leadoff man. At the belt, 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside corner, got him. Drew Compton rung up on 3 pitches as Cannon paints the outside corner beautifully one away here in the second.
Yeah, Cannon putting his plan into action. He likes to go away to those left-handed hitters. And when you establish the outside of the zone, it makes it awfully tough for the guys in red from YD.
Tyler Williams, right-hand hitter. First pitch swing, slow roller up the middle. Sprinkle has it, tag second base, throw the first in time for the inning-ending double play. Jordan Sprinkle, his defense has been superb all summer long, all week long for Orleans. And on the pitch right back up the middle, he's able to get it, tag second with his foot, and then make the calm throw the first for the twin killing. So Cannon does a nice job to work his way out of the leadoff hit once again. Scoreless second thrown. On we go to the home half of the second. YD nothing, Firebirds nothing here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Wind gusting here from Eldridge Park as we welcome you back to Orleans. Gareth Kwok alongside my partner Carlo Jimenez, our sideline reporter Noah Searson, our terrific production crew. Live from Eldridge Park. No score, bottom two. Jace Young will get things going for the Firebirds. It's Young, Locklear, and DeLather, the power hitters, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Firebirds. First pitch to Jace Young from Luis Ramirez is a fastball at the knees, called strike one. At 91 miles an hour from the Long Beach State right-hander. Young, who hit .337 with 21 home runs, 67 runs batted in for Texas Tech this spring for the Big 12 Player of the Year. Oh, one pitch. Young hammers one deep center field to straightaway center to the deep part of the ballpark. It is going to go all the way into the triangle by the 434 marker. Young hits the bag at second. He wants third. The throw to third. Not in time. Offline. A leadoff triple for Jace Young to the deepest part of Eldridge Park. In 9 other Cape League stadiums, that's probably a home run. Instead, he has a 400-plus foot triple to open things here in the bottom of the second.
Eldridge Park just stole a home run from Jace Young, but a runner at third, and it's good to see Jace make some hard contact. I think we've all been waiting for that. He's struggled so far this year, 4 for 21. And a nice triple to lead things off in the bottom of the second.
Right-hand hitting Tyler Locklear from VCU stands in. Ramirez will work from the stretch. The runner on third and nobody out. First pitch to Locklear, breaking ball right down the middle for strike one. Locklear, who hit .345, 16 bombs, 66 runs batted in for the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year. Right-hand hitter, tall stance. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, bit inside. 1-1. To Tyler Locklear. It was fun talking to Tyler this morning at our Firebirds Media Day, and him and a lot of the other guys feel the same way. Facing Cape League pitching is no easy task. The pitching and the competition has gotten extremely difficult. 1-1 pitch is up high with the breaking ball, and the count now 2-1. Now you have to face guys that were their Friday and Saturday starters for a lot of the teams along the country. Ramirez at the belt. 2 balls and a strike to Tyler Locklear. No score. The pitch. Locklear broken bat line drive caught by the second baseman Hoffman. And Hoffman makes the catch. Locklear is retired. The bat snapped and shattered, and he's retired with one out. Young stays at third. And this will bring up now Chase DeLauder. Jace DeLauder, the left-handed hitting right fielder from James Madison, who hit .386, 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in for the Dukes this season. The infield is going to play in here for YD. First pitch, DeLauder chops it foul down the right field line. Strike one. And Carlo Chase, another one very outspoken about the pitching and the difficulty against facing Cape League hitters.
Yeah, usually, you get a weekend schedule, say, okay, Friday night will be hard, but it gets easier as the weekend goes on, right? Usually that's how it should work. That's not how it works in the Cape. It is hard every day.
Long pause from Ramirez, 0-1. DeLauder breaking ball. That one wraps inside. 1-1 to DeLauder. And for many of these hitters that did not have much of a NCAA tournament or postseason, and they had a 3-week layoff, having to face live pitching has been extremely difficult, and they've had that difficulty throughout the week. As the 1-1 to DeLauder, breaking ball on the outside corner, catches the zone for strike two, called. 1-2 now. On deck for Orleans is Jared McKenzie. Now the Baylor. Infield about halfway in. With one on and the runner on third, no score. 1-2. DeLauder breaking ball inside corner, got him looking. First strikeout for Luis Ramirez tonight as he gets DeLauder on the slider. Just caught the inside corner, and there's two down now.
Yeah, I got to give a big shout out to our stats guy, Jackson Thomas, working the analytics. Said that Jay's hit was 106 off the bat and went 398 feet with the wind blowing in to center field. That's a home run everywhere else.
Jared McKenzie, left-handed hitter from Baylor. First pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Baez, the catcher, 1-0. That ball would have been a moonshot at Red Wilson Field with a 352 center field, and a lot of the guys saying that's the most shallow center field, the most shallow outfield you're ever going to see, maybe ever, certainly on the Cape. 1 ball, no strikes to Jared McKenzie. Infield now back with two down. McKenzie lines one to the second baseman Hoffman, who makes the catch to his left. And Orleans unable to bring in Jace Young after his leadoff triple. No runs on one hit, no errors, one left, stranded in the bottom of the second. And we will now go to the top of the third. YD nothing, Orleans nothing. We'll be back here on the Birds Broadcast Network, but first, let's now go to our sideline man, Noah Searson. Noah?
All right, thanks, guys. So before the game, I decided to take a stroll out to the bullpen, catch up with Jonathan Cannon a little bit, and basically ask him, do you have any strange rituals you have before your games? And he said no. But tomorrow's probable starter, Max Rajic, revealed that Cannon biked to the game today. Yeah, the starting pitcher right now, the guy who's still on the mound that's been dealing, he biked to the game today. Not only did he do that, he did it in a tank top and some, let's just say, not 7-inch seam short shorts. It was quite the look. Rajic showed me the look, and it was pretty funny. So Firebirds fans out there, if you're wondering, how players, how your starting pitcher gets to the game, it's actually through biking. I pitched out the idea of maybe biking out from the pen when a new pitcher comes in. They said maybe. They didn't know yet. They take it into consideration. But, hey, maybe soon enough you'll see Firebirds pitchers biking out from the pen when they come in. That's how Jonathan got to the game. Guys, I think you took a more traditional route, car, I want to say, but I'll toss it back to you guys for this inning.
Thanks for that, Noah. As we enter the top of the third here from Eldridge, no score between YD and Orleans. Jonathan Cannon on a bike. I mean, He's got to have a pretty big bike. This dude's 6'6", 216. He's got some long legs out there.
With how well he's pitching, I might start taking a bike.
Certainly nice to have everything local and close as Wyatt Hoffman, first pitch swing, fouls it back to the YD on deck circle for strike one.
I don't know whether I'm more intrigued by his outfit or by the fact that he rode his bike here.
The short shorts, apparently, as from the windup, 0-1 pitch. Hoffman, line drive into center field. That will drop for a base hit. The Wyatt Hoffman the board, and for the third straight inning, Jonathan Cannon has given up a base hit to the leadoff man. And he will again have to work from the stretch quickly.
He's not making it easy on himself, but he's been able to get out of the jams in the first and the second.
Third baseman from Cal State Fullerton, Zach Liu now will take the plate. He hit .284 with no homers and 15 RBI this spring as Cannon with a check over to first. Close play, but back with a headfirst dive is Wyatt Hoffman. Zach Liu, who just got activated onto the YD roster a couple of days ago. He only has one at-bat this summer. He's 0 for 1. First pitch, Liu on the ground to third. Locklear has it, throws to second for one. Young's turn to first, double play. The Orleans Firebirds defense goes around the horn, 5-4-3. Second double play of the game already for Orleans, and it's 2 down now here in the top of the third. Orleans infield has been superb all week long. The defense has back at the top of the order. Peyton Graham takes a pitch low and away for ball one. Locklear has been solid at third. Jordan Sprinkle has been excellent. Jace Young has fielded virtually every ball hit his way. Peyton Graham takes the 1-0 pitch down low again, 2-0.
I think through the first week of play, the biggest surprise and the strongest part of this team seems to be the infield defense.
2-0 pitch to Graham. Fastball inside as Graham has to back out of the way, and now it's 3-0. Especially important with a guy like Jonathan Cannon, who again had 57 strikeouts in 63 and a third innings. He's going to pitch to contact, throws a lot of strikes. 3-0 pitch, fastball up high above the belt, ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to the Oklahoma outfielder Peyton Graham. So the first walk issued of the night for Jonathan Cannon, and here comes Tanner Smith from the University of Oregon. Smith, who grounded out to first, back in the first in his first at-bat, left-handed hitter. Graham with his lead at first. First pitch from Cannon, fastball outside corner, called a strike. 91 miles an hour on the radar. 0-1. A 1 pitch, fastball, just off the outside. Says home plate umpire Mike Beal. It's 1-1. Georgia's pitching coach Sean Kenny says he has no doubt that Cannon's talents will translate to the big leagues. He believes he's a big and a high-end prospect. He thinks he still has room to grow as there's a breaking ball swing and a miss in the dirt. Guillemette with the block on a pitch that was way out in front. In the dirt, Smith badly fooled, and it's now 1-2. Sean Kenny, the pitching coach, thinks Cannon, he still is not done learning as a pitcher. He still has some room to grow, and that's why scouts are intrigued by him. Runner goes, Smith tops it foul up the first base line, and Graham will jog back to first base, and it remains 1-2 now with Brooks Lee on deck, who has basically squared up every ball against Orleans pitching so far. So you don't want to have to face Lee with a couple of runners on. Cannon trying to retire Smith. 1-2. Graham runs again. Smith swings and fouls it back to the netting. And we'll do it again. 1-2. Gannon comes in a Georgia Bulldog program that has developed some first-round pitchers as of late. Emerson Hancock, Cole Wilcox. Hancock, a 6th overall pick by the Mariners in 2020, and Cole Wilcox was a 3rd-round pick by the San Diego Padres last year as well. The pitch, Smith, well hit into left field. Drifting back and making a catch is the left fielder McKenzie for out number 3. Gannon, another scoreless inning. He's through 3. As we go now to the bottom of the 3rd. YD nothing, Orleans nothing here on the Birds Broadcast Network. We'll be right back.
Well, Gareth, let's get an update from around the league. We'll start with the undefeated Bourne Braves, currently on top of the Cotuit Cavaliers, leading 3-1. Over at White House Field, Chatham on top of Harwich early. They lead 5-0. We are the only other game currently in action, 2 starting at 6 o'clock. Falmouth will be taking on Hyannis, and then Brewster against Wareham at Spillane Field. So 5 games today, 3 in action, and just getting going on this Sunday on the Cape. First full week in the books, and we are full go.
We'll certainly make sure to update the scores as the night goes on. Again, typically, Carlo, we're one of the last games to begin on the Cape, but last 2 days playing against YD, we're one of the first games to begin. And so again, we'll make sure to have the updated scores as we get later on into the ball game. Luis Ramirez back out for his 3rd inning as YD starter. And he will face off against the Orleans bottom of the order, Garrett Guillemette, Jack Moss, and Jordan Sprinkles. So 8, 9, and 1 batters dewed up. And Garrett Guillemette from the University of Southern California, the catcher, right-handed hitter, will get his first at-bat of the ball game. Guillemette for the Trojans this spring. He hit .299 with 3 homers and 19 runs batted in on the regular season. From the windup, first pitch is a slider in the dirt, scooped out by the catcher Baez for ball 1. Guillemette has not had a ton of at-bats this summer. He just has 1 hit in 7 at-bats. 1-0 pitch. Slider right down the middle for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guillemette, an all Pac-12 honorable mention selection in his first year with USC. Takes a 1-1 breaking ball that curves right back into the middle of the zone, and it's 1-2.
Back-to-back breaking balls. Let's see if Ramirez mixes it up and goes fastball here in the driver's seat. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Long Beach State right-hander trying to get the sign from his catcher Baez. Gets what he likes. 1-2. Slider inside for ball 2. 2-2. Sun beginning to set along the first base line, although it is still out in full force. Not too hot tonight here at Eldridge. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball. Guillemette swings and misses out in front. And he is retired. Ramirez with his 2nd strikeout tonight, and now Jack Moss will stand in.
Moss and Guillemette, 2 guys at the bottom of the lineup in the 8-9 spot. Still looking to find their rhythm here in the Cape, Garrett. They've struggled picking up multiple hits.
First pitch to the Texas A&M first baseman is swung on and fouled back toward the Orleans on-deck circle. 0-1 to Jack Moss. True freshman who came to Arizona State as the #1 first baseman out of high school in the state of Colorado via perfect game. 0-1, and a good changeup in the dirt. Swing and a miss from Moss. It's quickly 0-2. And a nice first year for the Sun Devils. He had .305 with 6 homers and 29 runs batted in. But he entered the transfer portal after the regular season and postseason and committed to Texas A&M this past week as Moss rolls that pitch foul down the first base line. Count remains 0-2.
I think it's always good to see a guy commit so quickly. He knows what he wants, he gets a good opportunity, and he takes it. And now Jack doesn't have to worry about that the rest of the summer here on the Cape.
He can relax and just focus on his personal development. 0-2 from Ramirez. Fastball outside corner called, strike 3. Luis Ramirez so far in a nice rhythm. That's 5 straight retired from the Long Beach State right-hander. Strikeout number 3 already. And here comes Jordan Sprinkle now. Lineup card flipped for Orleans. Gareth Kwok alongside Carlo Jimenez. Last of the third here from Eldridge Park. Right-handed hitter, first pitch to Sprinkle. Swing and a miss on a fastball as the ball and the pitch gets away from Baez to the back stump, 0-1. Sprinkle, who flied out to the right fielder, Peyton Graham, back in the first inning to lead off the ball game. Ramirez, 0-1 pitch. High fastball, too high. Count 1-1. Firebirds will be at home for the next couple of days here at Eldridge Park. They're going to host the Harwich Mariners tomorrow, 7 p.m. first pitch, 1-1. Fastball swinging a foul back to the fence. And it's 1-2 now. At home against Harwich, 7 p.m. first pitch, and then on Tuesday, the 29th of June, they'll host Wareham. That will also be a 7 p.m. first pitch before then going out on the road Wednesday at Catuit at 5 p.m. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, low and inside, ball 2, 2-2. And after Catuit, Wednesday they'll have an off day on Thursday. Or one off day of the week. On the windup, 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Baez applies the tag on Sprinkle. And Luis Ramirez with his strongest inning of the night so far. He strikes out the side, and he's got 4 strikeouts now through 3 innings. Carlo Jimenez will have to play through innings 4 through 6. But for now, let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got for us?
Another home game means another set of trivia, but nobody got it last game, so we're going to do it a little bit differently. Instead of going historical, we're going from today's game. And if you saw Jace Young's triple in the second inning, you know it was absolutely cranked. In fact, it was the hardest hit ball by a Firebird all season long so far. So the trivia question today is, you kind of got to guess how hard miles per hour, that is, did Young hit the ball? I want to see your guesses on Twitter. We'll make sure to get a tweet out at Orleans Firebirds on Twitter, and whoever's closest to the actual metric that I got from Jackson Thomas, shout out the entire Firebirds analytics staff, whoever gets closest will get a shout out in the 8th inning. Again, how hard was Jace Young's triple in the second inning? I want all your guesses. We'll check those out on Twitter, but for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Really appreciate that one. Should be interesting. See if anybody can get it. It was pretty hard. That's my one hint.
That's one of the hints, and I think you did mention it earlier in the broadcast. So if you're paying attention, for those out there that are listening and watching to tonight's game, if you listen carefully, Carlo did reveal the answer. We're not going to reveal it again, of course, so good luck in answering tonight's trivia.
So we'll start with the left-handed batter, Brooks Lee. Top of the 4th inning, scoreless ball game that's gone quickly. As Lee faces the righty Jonathan Cannon, who continues into his 4th inning of work. First pitch, swing and a ground ball foul down the first base line. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Cannon has given up a hit to begin every inning of work so far, trying to discontinue that trend. In the top of the 4th, he peeks over the top of the glove, exhales, 0-1 on its way. Downstairs, skips in and clips the umpire, who takes his time, moving to the left. Gilliland unable to pick it up. Cannon walking over and talking to the home plate umpire. He smiles and laughs as looks like everybody's all good. And now we'll get back to resuming. You don't want to be the home team and be the guy who clipped to the home plate umpire who's calling balls and strikes. So Cannon will walk back up the back of the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike to the lefty Lee. Base is empty. Nobody out. Top 4 the pitch. And he swings and cranks one down the right field line over towards the hill. Lee ahead of that one. Hammered it down the right field line. And the count remains. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Brooks Lee has hit every single ball hard against Orleans this weekend. I mean, he just stands in the box and you know he's going to put some solid contact. This Orleans defense has to be ready for whatever comes its way.
Wind blowing in strong. The 1-2 to Lee. Breaking ball misses low. Count levels out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score between Orleans and YD. The Red Sox stealing a game last night. 2-2. Off the outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lee. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th without getting a hit. And walked off the Firebirds 8-7. And what was a disappointing loss for Orleans. 3-2 to Lee. And he swings and flies one down the left field line and over Route 28. And the count 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll try it again. Lee out of Cal Poly, headed to Team USA in a couple of days. Was great at not striking out. Only struck out 34 times and 222 at-bats last year. 3-2. And he swings and grounds one up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Brooks Lee in a battle with Jonathan Cannon, and for the 4th straight inning, Cannon allows the leadoff man to reach via the single, and up comes Chase Luttrell with 1 on and nobody out.
It's just every time Brooks Lee steps into the box, you know he's going to put a good swing. He's going to have a good quality at-bat. He does so right there, right back up the middle, a sharp ground ball, almost hit Cannon, the pitcher. Brooks Lee is becoming quite the stud so far, and can't wait to see him more as the season goes along.
Lefty Luttrell looks on, opening offering, and he taps it off the end of the bat foul down the third base line. Scoreless game, top of the 4th inning. Orleans and YD here at Eldridge Park. The first of 3 in a row at home for the Firebirds, their longest homestand to date. Leading in first is Lee. 0-1 to Luttrell. Off the outside. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Brooks Lee only stole 3 bases his freshman year. Didn't run a whole lot for the Mustangs out of Cal Poly. Righty Cannon looks on towards Luttrell, 1-1. Puts the bunt down, pulls it back, takes the ball low. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that looked like for a second it was going to be called a ball off the outside. Home plate umpire, though, Mike Beal, calling it a strike. It's now 1-2.
Lee leads at first after his single. And a throw down that way, and he's back with a head first slide. Orleans 2-0 at home, 0-3 on the road. They're 2-3 on the young season. Cannon looking to keep this a scoreless game. His 1-2 is fouled down the left field line once again over the top of Route 28. And we'll try it again, a ball and 2 strikes. Wind really blowing in hard from center. Hardest we've seen it so far this season. Cannon's jersey flapping in the wind on the mound. Guillemette puts the signs down. Lee takes a secondary lead at first. 1-2. Swing, and guess what? Another foul. And guess where? Over Route 28.
Well, if you're a fan out there, you know where the hot spot is for souvenirs. If you want to go along Route 28 to get yourself a nice pearl.
Scoreless game, top of the 4th. Orleans and YD 1-2 again to Luttrell in the dirt. Guillemette able to block it, keeps Lee at first. And the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Jonathan Cannon really having to work to these first 2 hitters of the top of the 4th. No action yet in that Orleans bullpen, out in right center field. Cannon holds the ball behind his belt, now sets. Looks on, 2-2. Swinging a sharply hit ground ball to Jack Moss at first. He gloves it, steps on first, throws to second, tagging his sprinkle in time. Moss with a heads-up play. The first baseman turned around, stepped on the bag, and that's the 3rd double play of the ball game for the Firebirds. 3-6 for Jack Moss and the Firebirds. And once again, a leadoff single negated by some good defense behind Jonathan Cannon.
Jack Moss perfectly placed right close to the first base bag.
Righty Nathan Baez looks at a first pitch strike on the outside edge.
And he just tapped the bag and thought for a second he was going to get rid of that ball a little too late. He almost took too much time, but able to get the throw early enough to tag out Lee. 2 down here in the 4th.
Cannon eyes Baez, who singled his last time up, 0-1. Catches the outside part of the zone. And quickly, the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Top 4, no score. YD and Orleans, the second of a home and home on this June weekend on the Cape Cod. 0-2. Skips in the dirt. Good block by Gilliman to his left. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Mickness and Gilliman, Garrett, they have been so impressive this early parts of the season.
Yeah, Gilliman, Mickness, this whole defense has been really strong so far in 1 week for Orleans.
1-2. Swing and a foul. Ground ball down the third base line. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Wind blowing in hard from center. The hill pretty packed for a Sunday ball game.
Sure is.
On the right field line. Had good attendance every game here at Eldridge Park. One of the best parks, if not the best, on the Cape. 1-2 to the plate. Just misses off the outside. Boy, Cannon thought he had strike 3. He was strutting over to the dugout. And he'll have to throw a 2-2 with 2 outs and the base is empty in a scoreless top of the 4th. YD winning 8-7 yesterday on a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th. Here comes a 2-2. Swing and a miss. That breaking ball gets Baez and does it for the 4th. Once again, a leadoff single, a double play, and a strikeout to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th here at Eldridge. It's Orleans and YD scoreless on your Orleans Firebirds radio network.
All right, fans, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Franklin Sports. The Orleans Firebirds would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. And tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Rogers Gray. Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Thank you so much, Gareth. Great PSA reads.
As always, Mr. Jimenez, my pleasure.
Bottom of the 4th here at Eldridge Park. And it will be Ryland Thomas, Connor Cox, and Jace Young. Right-hander Luis Ramirez still on the mound for the YD Red Sox as he faces the 2-3-4 hitters in the bottom of the 4th. Scoreless between YD and Orleans. These two teams at this point in yesterday's contest, it was 4-3 YD. So more of a pitching battle here today on this Sunday in Eldridge.
Yeah, it sure has been. Yesterday was a shootout. Yesterday was definitely an offensive change for both sides, given that they were hitting less than 250 prior to that game. Now it's a pitching change today.
First pitch to lefty Thomas, and he takes a breaking ball in there for a strike. The count, no balls and 1 strike to Ryland Thomas. 4 hits for the visitors, only 1 for the Firebirds. Came off the bat of Jace Young. Back in the 2nd, 0-1. Swing and a miss, and Thomas quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Ryland Thomas, and yesterday's ball game was 3 for 5 with a pair of runs. One of his best games on the Cape here early. And he has been a pleasant surprise, DHing for this Orleans team. 0-2. Strike 3 on the outside. Down goes Thomas. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Luis Ramirez, 5 of his last 6. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to Ramirez, this right-hander from Long Beach State, with the exception of Jace Young, who hit a home run in what would be any other ballpark basically on the Cape, Ramirez has really quieted these Orleans hitters.
Right-hander Connor Cox looks at a first pitch ball. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Wind still blowing, as you can probably hear on our mics. Right at us from center field. Balls will be pushed back into the field of play today, 1-0. Cox checks his swing, goes around. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Connor Cox, 0 for 5 yesterday with an RBI. On a ground ball, did come around to score a run. Reached twice on a pair of errors. 1-1. Checks his swing. This time puts the brakes on in time. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. Firebirds looking to remain perfect at home here at Eldridge. With a win against YD, 2-1. Swinging a foul, straight back to the screen. Count evens up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Firebirds have lost 2 in a row, 1 against Wareham, 1 against YD. Looking for a win here today. 2-2 to the righty Cox. And he swings and fouls one off to the right. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ramirez's last start versus Brewster, he also had 5 innings. He did give up 3 runs. 1 of those was earned. 4 hits, 1 walk. He did have 6 strikeouts and 1 away from matching that total from last week here against Cox.
Ramirez kicks high, 2-2 to the plate. And Cox just gets a piece of the bat on it. Spoils that one back to the screen. Boy, what an emergency hack by Connor Cox to stay alive. 1 out, base is empty. Bottom of the 4th, no score between the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox and the Orleans Firebirds. Orleans in the black HDMH jerseys today, with the Orleans across the chest in white, outlined in red. Numbers underneath the NS in Orleans on the uniform, wearing the white pants. 2-2. Cox fouls another one off down the right field line. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll try it again. Connor Cox and Luis Ramirez in a battle. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Ramirez stares in. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss, and Luis Ramirez strikes out Connor Cox. Make it 5 in a row, 6 on the night. And Ramirez working quickly through this Firebirds lineup. And now he faces the only man who was able to get a hit off him, Jace Young.
Boy, that slider from Ramirez has been filthy tonight. And he's getting a lot of swing and misses, getting a lot of first pitch strikes on the slider. Let's see if Young can answer here.
First pitch to the left-handed batter. Off the outside. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Jace absolutely hammered the ball into center field. If you didn't hear from our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, today's trivia question: how hard did Jace hit the ball? Not really a trivia question per se, but try to guess, and we'll let you know if you got it right. 1-0 to Young. Misses away again. 2 balls, no strikes. I can tell Ramirez trying to pitch around Jace Young, who hit a ball that in any other ballpark would have been a home run on the Cape. 2-2. 2-0, excuse me. Strike at the knees. And they count 2 balls and 1 strike.
So Ramirez has started the sequence off with 3 consecutive breaking balls because Young hit the triple on the fastball. Ramirez saying, if you want to get a hit, that's fine. Got to do it on my secondary stuff here.
Here comes the 2-1. And another breaking ball and another ball. And now he's got to throw him a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jace hasn't taken a whole lot of walks this season. Only 1 through the first 5 games. 3-1 to the lefty. And he'll take his second. That one misses away. On to first goes Jace Young. And the bottom of the 4th inning continues as up comes Tyler Locklear with 1 on and 2 out.
That whole entire at-bat, not a single fastball was thrown by Luis Ramirez to Jace Young. He wanted no part of Young trying to tee off on the fastball.
So up comes the right-handed batter, Locklear, who lined out to second his last time up. Young the go-ahead run at first. Scoreless game, bottom 4 between YD and Orleans. 2 outs, first pitch. Strike. Nicks the outside part of the plate, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Ramirez, another breaking ball to an Orleans hitter. Locklear, a grand slam in yesterday's contest. Looked like the 4 runs that would secure an Orleans win, but it was not enough. 0-1 to him. Skips in the dirt. Good pick by the catcher. Baez moving to his right. Able to keep Young at first base. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. YD scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning as the sun was setting. They didn't get a hit, but they walked it off against the Firebirds. And Orleans now looking to split the home and home on the weekend. Young with his hands at his knees, leading at first. 1-1 to the righty. And he swings and grounds one, third base side. Third baseman Lou to his left, dives, picks it up off the dirt, goes to second for 1 in time, and that will do it. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Luis Ramirez dealing right now here at Eldridge Park. We'll head to the top of the 5th. No score between Orleans and YD. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, who has head skipper Kelly Nicholson. Noah walking over towards Nicholson. And now getting ready to talk to Skip as he heads out of the dugout. Thanks to Noah for talking to him. We're going to go over to the right. Take it away, Noah.
All right, thanks, Carlos. So Skip, 0-0 ball game, another tight one with YD. It seems like, the environment, the wind is playing a bit of a factor, really blowing in today. Do you think that will make you play a little bit more small ball, in certain situations where you get a guy on instead of trying to let guys hit free?
Yeah, no doubt. The wind's coming in at a pretty good pace today, so Q and I talked about that. We will play a little small ball as the game progresses.
And then Cannon has really been rolling again. What is his leash like? If he rolls through this one, are you going to let him go 5?
This will probably be his last inning.
All right. Thanks, Kelly.
All right, you bet, Noah.
Thanks so much, Noah Searson. And thank you to skipper Kelly Nicholson for letting us ask him a couple of questions mid-game. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Drew Compton, the left-handed batter, into the box to open things up. No score between YD and Orleans on this Sunday afternoon matchup at Eldridge Park. First pitch from the righty, Cannon. Low for a ball. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Compton struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. Sophomore out of Georgia Tech. Looks on. 1-0 off the outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Compton was terrific his freshman year at Georgia Tech. A power hitter who had 24 extra base hits. Led Georgia Tech in home runs as he swings at the 2-0, rolls it slowly down the third base line. Third baseman Locklear gloves it behind the bag, throws to first in time for the out. And down goes Drew Compton. Nice play from third by Tyler Locklear. And after yesterday's play to end the ball game, that's got to feel good for Tyler.
Yeah, it sure has. I mean, with the exception of that error that he had, it would have been a real fantastic play to end the game, secure a tie for both sides on a bare hand play. Too bad the throw got away from him a little bit up the first baseline. Comes here behind the bag, fields it off the left foot, and then throws on the run. He's made a couple of those plays already this season, Carlo, and they've all resulted in outs. He's comfortable throwing on the run to first across the diamond.
So the right-hander Tyler Williams into the box. First pitch, he swings and pops it up on the infield towards the shortstop, Jace Young. Starts jogging forward, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Young retires Williams on 1 pitch. And up comes Wyatt Hoffman with quickly 2 outs and the base is empty in a scoreless game in the top of the 5th. Right-hander Hoffman singled to open up the 3rd inning, opening offering. Off the outside. And the count, 1 ball, no strike. 94 there from Cannon. Kelly Nicholson saying this is probably it for Cannon. He might get out of here with a 5-pitch inning. 1-0. Upstairs. 92. And the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
You can hear the pop in the mid of Gilliman. It's even though 92, it feels faster with how hard he's throwing.
Cannon kicks high, 2-0 to the plate. Misses inside. And the count, 3 balls and no strikes here to Wyatt Hoffman. Hoffman was on the front end of a double play after his single in the third. 3-0. Strike at the bottom of the zone. And the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Base is empty, 2 outs. No score, YD and Orleans. Top 5, 3-1. And a swing and a foul straight back from Hoffman. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed batter. Sun's starting to set down the right field line, behind the hill at Eldridge Park. On this what another gorgeous day here in Orleans. 3-2 to the plate. Swinging a ground ball towards Jack Moss at first. First baseman takes it on the awkward hop and jogs to first in time. That will do it. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning here at Eldridge. No score between YD and Orleans.
And fans, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Curry College. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be an official sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
Thanks
and
so much.
Tonight's broadcast, I'm sorry, I have one more to read here, Carlo.
That is so sorry.
You caught me off guard. Tonight's broadcast is also sponsored by Milton Cat. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We have to get the three. You see what we got here? 3 PSAs. All right. It's not 2.
It's been a rough day for me.
You've been terrific so far. That's okay. Well, we're gonna let that slide. All right.
I appreciate it. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Eldridge Park. No score between YD and Orleans. And it'll be the left-handed batter Chase DeLauder to open things up. Luis Ramirez looking to go 5 like the Orleans counterpart Jonathan Cannon did in what has been a quick game here at Eldridge. First pitch to DeLauder. And he swings and cranks one down the first base line. First baseman Luttrell to his left, sliding, gloves it knee high, and underhand shovels to the covering Ramirez. 1 pitch, 1 out. DeLauder retired, and up comes Jared McKenzie. So up comes the left-handed batter Jared McKenzie with the bases empty and 1 out. YD defeating Orleans last night, 8-7 in extras. A 2-run bottom of the 9th where YD scored without a hit. First pitch to McKenzie. Fastball in the zone, 91 from Ramirez, and the count, no balls, 1 strike. McKenzie lined out to the second baseman Hoffman his first time up. Ramirez dealing right now, has only given up 1 hit, 0-1. Swinging a foul over Route 28 down the left field line. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Relievers getting loose for the Firebirds. Left-hander Jake Somm from UCLA and right-hander from Arizona State Nick Wallerstedt getting loose. Either one of those will probably come in and pitch here in the 6th.
Time is called by McKenzie at the plate. Wind still blowing strong into center. Early start at Orleans at 5:30 on this Sunday. And so far, it has been a quiet offensive game, a polar opposite of yesterday. 0-2. Just misses away. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. McKenzie 4 for 16 on the year. Still without an RBI. Has been kind of in and out of the lineup to open up the season. 1-2, Ramirez down the hill. Swinging a slow roller off the foot of McKenzie. That's a foul ball. And we'll try it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. McKenzie walking that one off to the right of the dirt.
Yeah, got him on that right foot, on the top of the foot. And there's a little bit of a gimp going right now. He'll try and walk it off here before re-entering the box.
Hopefully Jared's all right. As he holds the bat in front of him, exhales, and climbs back in. Base is empty, 1 out. Scoreless game between YD and Orleans. Bottom of the 5th. 1-2 to McKenzie. Breaking ball on the outside. Strike 3 called. How about number 7 from Luis Ramirez? And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
It's another nice backdoor slider. It's been his best pitch all game long. Getting ahead, first pitch strike, and then finishing hitters. I mean, he has a ton of confidence in that pitch right now.
Right into batter, Garrett Gillimet into the box, opening offering to the catcher. And he swings and grounds one, left side of the infield. Shortstop Lou probing to his left, gloves it, shuffles, fires to first in time, and that will do it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Luis Ramirez, and we'll head to the 6th inning scoreless here at Eldridge Park. Let's toss it to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got for us?
Hello, I'm in the pen. This is the first edition of what I guess I'll call bullpen talk, where we'll talk about whatever the guys are talking about out here. When I got out here, there was a fiery debate, and I'll give you guys this situation. It is, would you rather fight a shark in open water and have to scare it off, or do you think you'd have better odds at beating Ronda Rousey in the octagon? Now, I know it was pretty heated. Anybody want to start off with this one? Here, take it, Thurman.
All right, first off, there is no shot any of us are beating Ronda Rousey in a fight. She is probably putting you in a pretzel in 3 seconds and throwing you outside the octagon. I'm probably putting a chokehold on a shark.
Ronda Rousey is $130, and I am folding her. There's no way. Nobody stands a chance against a great white shark. I mean, it'll eat you in one bite. So I'm folding Ronda Rousey for sure. Anybody else want it?
Anybody else? Cannon on the spot, Ronda Rousey or shark?
Never going up against a shark, ever. I'm taking Ronda Rousey all day long. Not even a question. Next question.
All right, so that was the first edition of Pen Talk. It sounds like 2-1. We're fighting Ronda Rousey out here. Maybe that's a future video. We can get Ronda out here on the Cape. That's what we're talking about out here, but I'll send it back to you guys in the booth for this one.
Well, thank you so much. I think Pen Talk has got to stay. That was quite the opening.
That was quite the interesting question.
What's your answer?
Question,
I got to ask you, Garrett.
A shark or Ronda Rousey? I mean, I don't know. Would I rather get eaten alive or my arm be broken, basically? I guess I'm going to have to go with Ronda Rousey, so that's my answer.
I think that's the right move.
Yeah.
Top of the 6th, it will be Nick Wallerstedt, the right-handed pitcher. Second time he's appeared in an Orleans uniform. The rising sophomore out of Arizona State. Gareth, you've seen this guy a couple of times. What can you tell us about Mr. Wallerstedt?
Yeah, Nick's going to run a little low. It's not a little. It's a fastball low to mid-90s, 91 to 95. He works from the low three-quarter slot. Does have a big curveball as well, but didn't have too many appearances for the Sun Devils this season. Only 5 appearances in just 2/3 of an inning. He really struggled for Arizona State. Giving up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, but he's here to get his innings, Carlo.
Right-handed batter Zach Liu looks at a first pitch ball low. On the count, 1 ball and no strikes to him. Top of the 6th, scoreless game between Orleans and OID here at Eldridge Park. The sun starts to set down the right field line. Wallerstedt's 1-0. Another ball downstairs in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Wallerstedt in his last outing, his only other one of the season, came against Harwich on opening night a week ago. Gave up a run and 2 walks in the 8-1 victory. 2-0, bunt is put down and pulled back by Liu, and he takes a first pitch strike. In the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Liu grounded into a 5-4-3 double play his first time up. Wallerstedt's 2-1 down the hill. And a swing and a foul straight back, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty. The 9-hole hitter, Zach Liu, leading things off, trying to get the offense going for the visiting YD Red Sox. 2-2. Strike 3 on the outside. A good start to the inning for Nick Wallerstedt as he gets Lou looking. And there's one away in the top of the 6th.
Fastball on the outside corner, 91 miles an hour from Wallerstedt right now. In that first hitter, he's sitting in the low 90s, 90 to 91. And I think the key for him is if he can be efficient with his pitch count. One of the problems he ran into in his last appearance was he had over 30 pitches in just one inning. Let's see if he can get that number down.
Right-hander Peyton Graham looks on, and he takes a first pitch strike. Breaking ball finds the zone. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to the leadoff man. Nobody on, 1 away. YD and Orleans, no score. Here at Eldridge, 0-1. Swing and a miss quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
That's I wouldn't say it's a curveball. It's more of a slider. It has a little bit more sharp bite to it, but able to get ahead against Graham, who does hit well off righties.
Wallerstedt peeks over the top of the glove. Looks towards Peyton Graham, who's reached twice today. 0-2. Misses off the outside. Graham lays off the fastball. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Peyton Graham, one of the better hitters in all of the Cape Cod Baseball League. 8 for 21 this season. 1-2. And he swings and hits one sharply on the ground right at the third baseman Locklear. Gloves at ankle high, takes his time, fires across the diamond in time for the out. Wallerstedt retires the first 2 batters of the 6th. And up comes Tanner Smith with the bases empty. Well, Tyler Locklear looking comfortable at the corner. And it looks like we might have a pitching change. And Kelly Nicholson has got to be happy with how Nick Wallerstedt just pitched those 2 batters. A guy who struggled, as the whole infield's going to come in and give him some props. And in comes Jake Somm out of UCLA. But Wallerstedt faced 7 batters and got 3 outs, gave up a run a week ago. Today, he looks like a completely different pitcher, doesn't give up a single runner, and strikes out 1 and gets Peyton Graham, one of the better hitters in the Cape Cod, to ground out. We'll step aside and come back. Jake Somm is going to get some warm-up pitches in. It is a scoreless game in the top of the 6th with 2 outs between YD and Orleans. Welcome back to Miss Eldridge. Top of the 6th inning, 2 outs. New pitcher on the mound. It's the lefty Jake Somm out of UCLA. Scoreless game between YD and the Orleans Firebirds. And Somm will look to get the final out of the 6th. He'll face Tanner Smith out of Oregon. So 2 Pac-12 rivals going at it. Gareth, what do we know so far about Jake Somm?
Yeah, Jake Somm, 5'11", 175-pound left-hander from Ventura, California. He's a rising junior, and in his second year, he was a setup man for the Bruins, who would come in and retire lefties. So this is his situation. He's here to retire a lefty. Had a nice outing against Katuitt back on the 24th, throwing an inning in 2/3 scoreless and getting the save.
Somm looks towards Gilliman. UCLA pitching to USC with Oregon at the plate. First pitch, in there for a strike. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to Tanner Smith. A little Pac-12 representation all the way on the Cape Cod. Somm, 0-1. Misses off the outside. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. You mentioned Gareth. Somm used as a setup man last year, and most of the time would set up his teammate, Max Rajic, who was a terrific closer for the Bruins. Had a 1.65 ERA, and he's getting the start tomorrow. 1-1. Just misses away. And the count, 2 balls and a strike to Tanner Smith.
Yeah, Somm's going to throw a fastball mid to high 80s. It's at a low 3/4 slot, so it can be deceptive. He's got a slider and a changeup as well.
Base is empty, 2 outs, no score. YD and Orleans, top 6. The 2-1 is swing, slow roller towards short. Sprinkle on the bare hand from the infield grass, throws across his body to first, not in time. Beating out the play is Tanner Smith. Jordan Sprinkle, that would have been a terrific play. Charging in from short, he was parallel with the ground as he let go of that baseball. And instead a 2-out single, and up comes Brooks Lee with 1 on and 2 gone.
That's going to be an extremely tough play for Jordan Sprinkle. Just a slow roller, and the infield grass is very thick here at Eldridge, so that ball just sort of died and wiggled to a stop where Jordan Sprinkle then had to make a bare hand throw. And Tanner Smith, who runs well. Very tough play for Jordan Sprinkle, and now sets up a tough matchup here against Brooks Lee, who has just killed Orleans pitching all weekend long.
Switch hitter Lee will bat from the right side of the box with a runner at first in a scoreless game. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Sam deals. Lee swings and lines one into center field. A base hit. Stopping at second on the play is Smith. Brooks Lee, like clockwork, picks up his second hit of the ball game, and all of a sudden, YD has the go-ahead run in scoring position off back-to-back singles against Jake Somm, and an opportunity for the left-handed batter, Chase Luttrell.
Brooks Lee has 4 hits this weekend, and I tell you, even the outs that he's hit, they've been hard hit outs, either hard hit line drives, right, the defense, or hard hit ground balls to the Orleans infield. I mean, he has just barreled up every single pitch this weekend.
Somm looks towards the lefty Luttrell, lefty on lefty, opening offering. Swinging a ground ball foul down the right field line. No score between YD and Orleans. Runners at second and first with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. YD walking off the Firebirds last night at Red Wilson Field. 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. And today Orleans looking to split the weekend. And Jake Somm trying to keep it a scoreless game in the top of the 6th. 0-1 to Gilliman. Swing and a miss. Quickly the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And Somm in the driver's seat. Tanner Smith at second base. Brooks Lee at first base. Smith with a good lead. Chase Luttrell looking for his first hit today. 0-2. And he swings and misses at a breaking ball, and that will do it. 2 hits, 2 left on, and this game still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. YD and Orleans zeros on the board. We'll step aside and come right back on your Orleans Firebirds Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Welcome back to Eldridge Park. Bottom of the 6th coming at you. It will be the 9-1-2 spots for the Orleans Firebirds. Jack Moss, Jordan Sprinkle, and Ryland Thomas. No score between YD and Orleans, and still on the mound, it's the big righty Luis Ramirez, who will start his 6th inning of work today. Ramirez went 5 innings in his first start, and a little longer leash this time against the Orleans Firebirds.
Yeah, he's been terrific all game long. Already 7 strikeouts through 5 shutout innings of 1-hit ball. The slider has been his best pitch. It's a big league level slider. These Orleans hitters have not picked it up all game long. Let's see if Jack Moss can change that starting now.
Left-hander Moss looks on. And the first pitch. And he swings and rolls one off the end of the bat. Slow roller, right side of the infield. Short second baseman Hoffman charging. He gloves and lofts to first for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Down goes Moss in the bottom of the 6th. Ramirez went longer than 5 innings 7 times last year for Long Beach State. This isn't anything new to him. He's used to going the distance. In fact, he went 7 innings 4 times. He's got the arm. Right-handed batter Jordan Sprinkle looks on. Ramirez steps off. 1 out, bases empty, no score, YD and Orleans. The back half of a weekend home-and-home split, and the Firebirds trying to get at least one win against the Red Sox. First pitch to Sprinkle. Skips in the dirt, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Jordan Sprinkle 0 for 2, flew out to left, struck out, back in the third. The speedster rests the bat on the right shoulder, 1 out. And he takes a fastball off the outside, 91 from Ramirez on that pitch. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. Kelly Nicholson in his 4th inning interview with Noah Searson said he wants to play small ball today. He's got to get base runners if he wants to do that. 2-0. Swing and a miss. And the count 2 balls and a strike. Only hit of the ball game for the Firebirds is a triple by Jace Young. Back in the second. They've had one other base runner besides that triple from Young, and it was Young's walk back in the 4th. So one guy has reached twice. That's it. 2-1 to Sprinkle. And he swings and pops it up. Straight back over the top of the netting and into the seats for the souvenir. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. No score between YD and Orleans. Wind still blowing strong, straight in. Sun about an hour from setting down the right field line. Shadows starting to fall across the field from right to left here at Eldridge Park. Sprinkle looks on, 2-2 to the plate. And he swings and drives one into the wind into left center field. That ball will hang up there for the center fielder, Williams. He moves to his left and makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Well, Gareth, you can almost see that ball catch the wind on its way to center.
Yeah, off the crack of the bat, that sounded real good for Jordan Sprinkle, but this wind has been blowing in on us all game long. It has showed no signs of stopping, and that ball hung in the air nicely for Tyler Williams, the center fielder.
Left-handed batter Ryland Thomas digs in to face Ramirez for the 3rd time today. Opening offering, and he swings at the first pitch and bloops it down the left field line, hooking foul. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Thomas coming into this game the best hitter in the Cape Cod at an even .500 with 7 for 14. He is 0 for 2 today against the right-hander Ramirez. Connor Cox, Ramirez's teammate at Long Beach State, is on deck should Thomas reach, with 2 outs in a scoreless game in the bottom of the 6th. 0-1. Thomas swings, hits one, bloop shot towards shortstop, going back to shortstop Lee, and he's not going to get there. Thomas takes a big turn at first, heads back to the bag, and Ryland Thomas, a guy who just seems to get on in every which way there is, continues this bottom of the 6th inning.
First hit for Orleans since the second when Jace Young hammered a triple to straightaway center field. And this is a guy you want to be on base. Ryland Thomas, who has good speed and he has base stealing. He's a base stealing threat, and would not be surprised to see him try and steal with 2 down, although I'm sure Ramirez is well aware of Thomas at first.
Right-hander Connor Cox looks on towards Ramirez. Opening offering. Misses inside. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. No score between YD and Orleans. Only the 2nd hit of the ball game, a blooper in the left center field by Ryland Thomas. The speedster leads at first base. Dirtbag on dirtbag as these 2 Long Beach State players go at it. Ramirez on the mound, Cox at the plate. 1-0 offering. Breaking ball off the outside. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Connor Cox backs against Wareham on Friday. Got a double off his teammate Harrison in the late stages of that game. So he's shown that he pays attention to his own pitchers during practice. Question is, can he continue that success against a fellow collegiate teammate in Ramirez? Thomas with his lead at first. Throw back to first. Ryland back with a head first slide. Ryland Thomas said in a preseason interview on Meet the Bird Game, you can catch them all on our YouTube with Noah Searson, that he plans to steal anywhere from 15 to 20 bases this year, Gareth. So far he's been caught stealing once. Still without the first stolen base of the season. 2-0 to Cox. High. 3 balls and no strikes now to the right-handed batter with Jace Young on deck, the only guy to reach twice for the Firebirds.
Yeah, Cox interested to see what he'll do 3-0. Will he get the green light? I'm sure Ramirez does not want to face Young here at all with runners on base. So does Cox get aggressive? Who knows?
Thomas with a healthy lead at first after his 2-out single. Bottom of the 6th, scoreless game between YD and Orleans. 3-0 to Cox. Taken all the way, and he takes the ball high. A 4-pitch walk to Connor Cox, and the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Orleans Firebirds with Ryland Thomas at second base. As up comes the Big 12 Player of the Year, Jace Young. And a mound visit from Baez, the catcher, and the shortstop Brooks Lee, talking about how they want to attack one of the most dangerous hitters in the spring, Jace Young. 21 home runs for Jace. And was absolutely terrific for Texas Tech. Thomas, the go-ahead run at second base. Connor Cox leads at first. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. No score between YD and Orleans. And the Firebirds looking for the first lead of the ball game. Opening offering to Young. Misses, strike on the outside edge. Ball away. And the count 1 ball, no strikes.
The previous at-bat, Ramirez versus Young. Ramirez threw all off-speed, about 5 or 6 pitches in the sequence. First pitch was an off-speed. Let's see what he does the rest of this sequence.
Did not give Young anything to hit. He looks at second, looks home. Takes a second look at Thomas at second. 1-0. Skips in. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And if that's his strategy against Jace Young, Gareth, Tyler Locklear is waiting on deck. And he hit a grand slam less than 24 hours ago. A walk to Young would load the bases, and I'm sure Tyler Locklear would be happy to come up. No score, YD and Orleans. The Red Sox defeating Orleans yesterday. Firebirds looking to split the home and home here today. 2-0. Swinging a sharply hit ground ball to first. First baseman Luttrell gloves it at the belt and steps on the bag to end the inning. 1 hit, 1 walk. The Firebirds threaten, but they do not score. Let's go down to our sideline reporter Noah Searson for a report here at Eldridge Park.
I talked to Kelly about it a bit earlier, how the weather, the wind would impact this game, but we really saw in this last inning how much it truly did. You saw a sprinkle hit what looked like an absolute bomb. The exit velo on that one was 96 miles per hour, and guys in the dugout were even kind of screaming like, that's over his head, go, go, go. But that one was caught easily. Balls are really hanging up, and this weather is really proving to be tough on the offense, and that's not ideal in this 0-0 ball game. So what that means is, like Kelly said earlier, he might go small ball at some point. Well, we're late in the game now, 7th inning. I think you may see it sooner or later. We'll see if the Orleans Firebirds get in a good enough chance for that to happen. But I think, inning 7, 8, 9, we're going to see a lot more small ball, because once the ball gets up in the air, guys, it's just really hanging up there, and it doesn't seem like there are going to be many bombs today.
All right, thanks so much for that, Noah Searson. And the flag out in right center field continuing to blow in. The United States flag out in right center field. And the long ball that was a factor yesterday, 3 combined home runs from both teams, 2 for YD and 1 for Orleans. That's not going to be in the playbook tonight, given the new park, new dimensions, of course, but more friendly to pitchers here at Orleans than at YD. As Jake Zom, top 7, first pitch to the right-hand hitting Nate Baez from Arizona State is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Baez is 1 for 2. He singled back in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 4th. A 1 pitch is in the dirt. Scooped out by Garrett Guillemette. Count 1-1. It's Baez, Compton, and Tyler Williams. 3 straight right-handed hitters against the lefty Psalm. 1-1. Fastball. Low and outside. Ball 2. 2-1. It's been a pitcher's battle all game long between YD and Orleans. Firebirds, into the bullpen. 2-1 pitch to Baez. Swing and a foul back to the backstop. count is even at 2.
It'll be interesting to see, Gareth, with the wind that seems to catch every fly ball. Maybe we start seeing some bunts from guys. Try to get on with a squeeze.
That may have to be the strategy heading into these last 3 innings. Saw him at the set, 2-2. Baez rolls one to first. Moss diving stop backhanded. Throws to Psalm covering first base. Did he get the out? Yes, they did. Baez retired on another fine play by Jack Moss, and a good job by Jake Psalm to hustle over there the first to cover the bag. And he's able to get his foot on first base. Out number 1 here in the 7th.
It's the 3rd play today that we've seen really nicely played by Jack Moss. He was able to pick one off the dirt earlier in the ball game. Also turned 2, stepping on the bag, and there's sliding to his right. He hasn't done a whole lot in the batter's box, but out on the field, he is really impressed.
Pinch hitter now for Drew Compton here in the 6th hole for YD. It's going to be the right-handed hitting Pascal Ferreras. Ferreras, who was in the starting lineup yesterday, struck out 4 times against Orleans pitching. Rising sophomore from Western Carolina University, right-handed hitter. First pitch is off the outside for ball 1. So Drew Compton will not hit. It's now Ferreras. First pinch hitter of the ball game. First player off the bench for YD tonight. 1-0, fastball outside and away at 88 miles an hour. It's 2-0. Ferreras, who was one of the best power hitters in all of the SoCon Conference. He had 16 home runs and 55 runs batted in, not to mention a .329 batting average. 2-0 pitch from Psalm. Swing and a miss. A challenge fastball. Ferreras unable to make contact. 2-1.
Well, Ferreras struck out 4 times yesterday, Garrett. This is a guy who's just trying to get on, make contact, feel good about himself. See if Psalm able to use that to his advantage.
2-1 pitch. Fastball at the knees. For a called strike 2. It's 2-2 now to Ferreras. Tyler Williams is on deck for YD. No score here. We're in the top of the 7th. From the stretch, the lefty throws. Ferreras lines one into right field. DeLauder hesitated for a sec. Now comes on in to his left to make the catch. A step or 2 in for out number 2 now here in the top of the 7th. So Williams will dig in now. He's 0 for 2 for the right fielder from Little Rock University. Double play ball in the 2nd, and then a pop out to 2nd in the 5th. First pitch from Psalm on the outside corner for called strike 1. Right-handed hitter against the lefty Psalm. 0-1. Breaking ball misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Firebirds in the home half of the 7th will have Tyler Locklear, Chase DeLauder, and Jared McKenzie. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters dude up. 1-1. Williams takes a fastball on the outside corner for called strike 2. 1-2 now. Tyler Williams.
Sorry, Garrett. Jake Psalm starting to look like one of the better relievers out of the pen early in this season for Orleans.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Williams fouls it along the right field line. A very late swing by Williams. Was not looking for a fastball. Had to just fight it off. He stays alive. It's 1-2 with Wyatt Hoffman from the University of the Pacific on deck. 1-2 pitch. Off the hands, line down the right field line, out of play along the first base line. Nice souvenir picked up by a youngster. Did you see the form that he had? He had the whole, got the hand out as if he was really fielding a ground ball for this Orleans infield.
He's been watching Jack Moss at first.
Most certainly. 1-2. Psalm throws. Another swing and another foul toward the Orleans dugout into the side netting. So Tyler Williams spoiling a lot of pitches here from Jake Salm. Count remains 1-2. 2 down, nobody on, no score. YD nothing, Orleans nothing. Last game of this home and home this weekend. 1-2, swing and a foul right toward our direction here at the broadcast booth. And we'll do it again. 1-2.
I was ready for that one. If there was no netting, I got it.
You didn't bring your glove this afternoon.
I did not.
Well, that probably would have stung your hands. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Salm delivers. Poked foul along the right field line on the fly. Tyler Williams, no legs in that swing, all arms. He is making it a battle here against Jake Salm. Jake Salm just probably wondering, what the heck am I supposed to do to get this guy? He's hitting all my pitches and he's fouling them all off. 1-2, we'll do it again. Here it is. Breaking ball, popped up behind first base. DeLauder now coming on in shallow right field to make the catch and retire the side. How about Jake Salm with a 1-2-3 7th inning? It's 7th inning stretch time here from Eldridge. No score, YD nothing, Orleans nothing. The Bats will look to wake up here when we come back on the Birds Broadcast Network. Bottom 7th inning stretch from Eldridge Park on this beautiful Sunday evening. Sun slowly setting along the right field line. Still about another 45 minutes or so before complete sunset. Lights are still not on. Still plenty enough daylight. And Luis Ramirez's evening is done for YD. He ends the night throwing 6 innings, only allowing 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He was superb against Orleans tonight. Now he will give way to the right-hander, the rising sophomore from Brigham Young University, Reed McLaughlin. McLaughlin, 5'11", 175 pounds, and in 25 appearances for the Cougars this spring, he had 6 saves, a 2.04 ERA, and 35 1/3 innings pitched, 32 strikeouts, only 6 walks. He was one of the best relievers out of the bullpen for BYU this season and mainly served as their closer, leading the team in saves. And so he will come on in, and he's going to face a good part of the Orleans order. Tyler Locklear, Chase DeLauder, and Jared McKenzie, the 5, 6, and 7 batters, as the Firebirds look to snap what's been an offensive funk for them tonight. No score in this pitcher's duel here from Eldridge. Tyler Locklear enters the box. McLaughlin's first pitch is a good slider right down the middle, taken for called strike 1.
Just really a 2-pitch mix from McLaughlin. Fastball slider. A true bullpen guy.
0-1 from McLaughlin. Locklear hits it on the ground sharply to second. Hoffman fields it off his left knee, throws to first to Luttrell in time. And on 2 pitches, Reed McLaughlin retires Tyler Locklear for the first down. So Tyler now 0 for 3 tonight, hitless through 3 at-bats, and now DeLauder stands in. The power hitting right fielder from James Madison University. Righty versus lefty. First pitch is skipped in the dirt. Ball 1 to Chase DeLauder. who's 0 for 2 as well this evening. Struck out looking back in the second inning and then rolled out to first in the fifth. 1 ball, no strike from the stretch. 1-0. Gets away from the catcher Baez inside. 2 balls, no strikes. If anyone can break the tie with 1 swing, Jace DeLauder is certainly in that conversation, albeit the wind continuing to blow in from right center. He's going to have to get a hold of one. 2-0. DeLauder lines one down the left field line, and look out onto Route 28 as a as a white sedan comes pulling across. That one nearly smashing a window from that white sedan. 2 balls and a strike. You could hear the ooh and ah from the crowd there. Fortunately, the driver is okay. 2-1. DeLauder on the ground sharp with a short lead. Fields it off to his left on the quick hop. Fires to first, a low throw to Luttrell, but it's in time for the second out of the 7th. Brooks Lee, the sure-handed shortstop from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. An awkward hop at the very last second, but here's a reason why he's going to Team USA. Going to the collegiate team in a couple of days, along with Jordan Sprinkle and Jace Young of Orleans. As Jared McKenzie, before entering the box, he's going to have a quick conversation with third base coach Jamie Quinn. And now McKenzie making his way back out to the left-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 2, lined out to second, back in the second, and he struck out looking in the 5th. Only 2 hits for the Firebirds all game long. A Jace Young triple in the second and a bloop single by Rylan Thomas in the 6th. McKenzie, first pitch from McLaughlin is a high strike at the belt. 0-1 to Jared McKenzie. McLaughlin gets the sign at the belt. 0-1 pitch, high pop-up, shallow left center field. Who's got it? It's going to be the left fielder, Tanner Smith, who settles underneath it and makes the one-handed catch off to his left to retire the side. A 1-2-3, 7th inning, thrown by Reed McLaughlin. We head to the 8th now here from Orleans. No score between YD and the Firebirds. Jake Somm back on the mound for Orleans when we come back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Well, let's catch you up on scores from around the Cape today. 5 games going on right now. Top of the 7th at Cotuit. And guess what? The undefeated Bourne Braves are on their way to another win, leading Cotuit 8-1 in the top of the 7th. Over at White House Field, the Mariners found themselves down 5-0 earlier, but they have fought their way back into the ballgame. It's now 6-5 Chatham at White House. In the bottom of the 4th at Hyannis, it is a 6-0 Falmouth lead over the Harbor Hawks. And bottom of the 3rd at Spillane Field, Brewster leading Wareham 1-0.
It's a good time to update the fans here on the Cape League standings. Of course, only one weekend, but Chatham and YD in a tie in the East Division with 7 points apiece. Brewster in 3rd place with 5 points. Orleans and Harwich tied for last with 4 points through just 5 games of play. Meanwhile, in the West Division, Bourne on their way to 6-0. They're currently in 1st with 10 points with those 5 wins. Falmouth in 2nd with 5 points. Cotuit and Wareham tied for 3rd with 4 points. And Hyannis so far off to a bit of a slow start. They're 1-4 to start off the season. They only have 2 points and are last in the West Division.
It's a tight East early.
With the exception of the Bourne Braves, they have been on fire. They've been clicking on all cylinders, hitting, defense, pitching. And can't ask for a better start on the Cape. And 5-0 and on the verge of 6-0 as Wyatt Hoffman, right-handed hitter from the University of the Pacific, stands in against Jake Somm, back out for his 2nd inning of work. And on the first pitch, Hoffman flies one down the right field line onto the hill for strike 1. So Jake Somm, who returns back out on the bump. He's already thrown an inning and a 3rd. Has allowed 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Trying to send this to the last of the 8th. On the 0-1, Hoffman lines one into left field. Here comes McKenzie to make the catch. A hard hit ground ball, a hard hit line drive, excuse me, from Hoffman, right to Jared McKenzie, who barely had to move. One away here in the 8th. Zach Liu now from Cal State Fullerton, the third baseman, will face off against Som for the first time. First pitch, fastball is down low, ball 1.
It doesn't look like anybody's getting warm in that bullpen in right center field for Orleans. So this is Jake Som's inning in the 8th.
1-0 pitch. Low and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Hoffman, the 8th hitter. Liu, the 9th hitter. And then Peyton Graham, who's on deck. He's the number 1 hitter. 8, 9, and 1. Dude up. 2-0. Fastball outside corner at 87 miles an hour. Called a strike. 2-1. No score. YD Orleans here from Eldridge Park on this Sunday. 2-1 pitch. Fastball runs away. Ball 3. 3-1. And for Jake Som, going to have to come in here to Zach Liu, who's 0 for 2. Rounded into a double play back in the 3rd inning, and then he struck out in the 6th against Nick Wallerstedt. 3-1. Liu swings, high pop-up, shallow right field to Lawther. Long run for the right fielder, and he makes the running catch as the hat flies off. 2 away here in the top of the 8th on a nice play by the James Madison right fielder, Chase DeLawther.
Another nice defensive play by the Firebirds, who have been solid all night on the defensive end. Able to keep everything that's catchable in their glove. And that's why still no score, Garrett. Top of the 8th, 2 outs.
Peyton Graham, right-handed hitter from Oklahoma. And now Som will step off the rubber. Assistant coach Ryan Erickson for Orleans is trying to make some necessary defensive adjustments here before the first pitch. Now we're ready. Here it is. Graham takes a changeup right down the pipe, 0-1. Center fielder Cox shaded out toward left center field, protecting the gap. Locklear deep behind third base, protecting against the extra base hit. 0-1. And Graham takes strike 2 called on another breaking ball from Jake Som. He's ahead 0-2.
Som trying to retire 7 in a row.
Orleans in the last of the 8th will have Guillemette, Moss, and Sprinkle. 8, 9, and 1 batters. Som is ready, 0-2. And it is in the dirt. A waste pitch from Jake Som with the breaking pitch. Graham lays off. It's 1-2. Orleans back in action tomorrow, hosting Harwich at 7 o'clock. First pitch, Graham swings at the 1-2 on the ground to Jordan Sprinkle. To his left, he's got it. Throw the first is in time, and that will end the inning. To the bottom of the 8th we go. No score between YD and Orleans. Last couple of chances for the Firebirds. Can they come out on top? We'll be right back here on the Firebirds Broadcast Network. Bottom 8. Bottom 8 here from Eldridge Park. Lights are still not on. Still good amount of daylight here as the sun sets along the right field line behind the Nauset Middle School, Nauset Regional Middle School. As we are set for the last of the 8th YD nothing, Orleans nothing. It's been a complete pitcher's duel. The offense, neither side, either to get going. But Garrett Guillemette with a chance to get things started. The 8-9-1 hitters, Guillemette, Moss, and Jordan Sprinkle, as Guillemette takes a first pitch breaking ball low and in the dirt. From the right-hander from BYU, Reed McLaughlin for ball 1. McLaughlin, who pitched a scoreless bottom of the 7th. An inning ago, back out on the hill for his second inning of relief. 1-0, breaking ball, outside corner, call the strike. Count even at 1 to the USC catcher Guillemette, who's 0 for 2 and 2 at bats. Struck out in the 3rd, swinging, and then grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. 1-1, breaking ball, chopped foul down the third base side, and McLaughlin now ahead 1-2. Julio Marcano has picked up a bat, and he's warming up now on the on-deck circle for Orleans, so he might hit here if Guillemette, after Guillemette. McLaughlin gets the sign. 1-2 pitch. Slider, that is low and outside. Pretty good 1-2 pitch to entice Guillemette. Guillemette, though, able to lay off. 2-2. Baez lays down the sign. 1-2 pitch from McLaughlin. Swing and a miss. Guillemette very tardy on the 89-mile-an-hour fastball from McLaughlin on the outer half. 1 away here in the last of the 8th.
And first strikeout there from McLaughlin. And now Julio Marcano. This is the right move here from skipper Kelly Nicholson. Try to exert some energy. Get somebody off the bench. Try to get some speed on the base paths. And see if Marcano can do that.
Julio Marcano, right-handed hitter from the New Jersey Institute of Technology. As the home plate umpire, Mike Beal, will write down the change from Orleans. Marcano, who had 10 home runs for the New Jersey Institute of Technology this past spring, takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Right-hand hitter, open stance. Takes low and outside on the 0-1. It's 1-1 now. Marcano this summer so far is 2 for 13. He does have a home run. The first home run of the summer. Takes a breaking ball inside. That's to get his elbows out of the way before it hits him. 2-1 to the NJIT rising senior. McLaughlin at the set. 2-1. Hit on the ground softly the second. Hoffman to his left. Throws to first to put out Marcano. And there is 2 down now here in the last of the 8th. So here comes Sprinkle now. Just 2 hits for Orleans. Nobody on, 2 out, bottom 8. McLaughlin, first pitch. Sprinkle, first pitch swing through the left side into left field for a base hit. Bouncing ball that just got past the left side of the infield, Lou and Lee. And Jordan Sprinkle, a base runner on with excellent speed. And here is Rylan Thomas now with 2 down and a runner on first. Can Orleans spark a rally and get their first run of the game and take the lead and break the tie? Left-handed hitter from USC. McLaughlin now has to work from the stretch and with a runner in mind. First pitch is low and in with the fastball, ball 1.
Thomas is a good bunter. And Kelly Nicholson likes to bunt. I would be surprised with 2 outs. Let's see if he puts one down.
You're going to have to be extra confident that you can lay that down in fair ground. 1-0 pitch. Thomas rolls it to short. Lee scoops it up, and he'll just jog over to second and step on second for the force out to retire the side. Inning-ending fielder's choice. And, folks, we are headed to the 9th. It's still scoreless through 8 innings here from Eldridge Park. YD nothing, Firebirds nothing here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Before we head to the top of the 9th, let's first go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah?
All right, so if you guys don't remember, we had a trivia question at the beginning of the game. Jace Young, with his triple in the second inning, hit the hardest ball by a Firebird this season. The question was, how hard did he hit it? We got a lot of responses on Twitter, but one person hit it right on the nails, 106 miles per hour for anybody that was wondering, and it was Chad McKenzie. So shout out, Chad. Thanks for getting that trivia question right today. Appreciate all the responses. And, hey, if you didn't get it this time, for sure tune in next time. Every home game, we got a trivia question. But we also got a great ball game going on right here, 9th inning. So I'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks so much for that, Noah Searson. Again, thanks again to our fans who participated in our Orleans Firebirds trivia. We always love testing our fans' knowledge every single home game. Julio Marcano remains in the game. He's now the first baseman in the defense, and that appears to be the lone defensive change for Orleans. Heading into the top of the 9th, Jake Somm, who is still in this ball game. Somm, who has thrown 2 1/3 scoreless innings in relief, and he will try and send this to the 9th and keep this game scoreless. He's going to face off against the University of Oregon outfielder Tanner Smith. Left-handed hitter, first pitch, fastball, just off the outside. Ball 1.
Big 2 batters for Somm to open up this top of the 9th. Smith and Lee both singled off him.
1-0. Two-seam fastball. Ooh, nice pitch by Somm in there. 1-1. It started off on the outside and then came right back to catch the outside corner. Count even at 1 to Tanner Smith. Here it is. Breaking ball, just a bit in tight. 2-1. Tanner Smith, Brooks Lee, and Chase Luttrell. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for YD at the minimum here in this top of the 9th. 2-1. Smith tops it foul along the right field line. And the count now 2-2.
Wind has died down a little bit, Gareth, but still blowing in. So you imagine you're going to have to put a lot of power behind a baseball to try to get one out of Eldridge here on this Sunday night.
A couple of right-handers getting loose for Orleans in the bullpen. Right-hander Nick Hull from GCU, as well as Jeff Pramel from Southern New Hampshire University. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Somm to Smith. Smith, high fly ball into left field. McKenzie to his left. Underneath it. He's got it. 1 away here in the 9th. And here comes now the most dangerous hitter in the Red Sox lineup. And Jake Somm will stay in to face him. Brooks Lee is 2 for 3 today with a pair of hard hit base hits up the middle. Switch hitter hitting right-handed against the lefty Somm. First pitch, and Lee lifts one deep to left field. McKenzie near the warning track in front of the wall makes the catch. And everybody here at Eldridge Park can exhale.
My heart stops for half a second there.
2 down here now in the 9th. And now left-handed hitting Chase Luttrell. First baseman from Long Beach State will dig in. Last opportunity for YD again. First pitch lifted high and foul along the left field line, out of play. If the game remains scoreless through the completion of all 9 innings, the game is over. It will end in a tie. No extra innings in these 2021 Cape League rules. 0-1 pitch to Luttrell. High fastball, swing and a miss from Somm. And it's 0-2. YD nothing, Orleans nothing. Again, if this game remains tied after 9, the game will be completed. 0-2 pitch, Luttrell, little blooper into shallow left field, foul ground, giving chase is the third baseman Locklear and left fielder McKenzie, but it's going to drop foul. Either team able to generate offense today.
Complete opposite of 24 hours ago, Gareth, where we saw an 8-7 game. Today we haven't even had a team reach 8 hits.
Interesting fact for you, Carlo. YD has not been able to get a guy to third all game long. As the 0-2 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Guillemette. A ball and 2 strikes now to Luttrell. They've gotten plenty of guys over to second, but not even a guy to third all game long. The 1-2 pitch from Psalm to Luttrell. Breaking ball, Luttrell, fly ball into left center field. McKenzie to his left, he's got it. He records all 3 putouts, and the inning is over. So, YD, the best they can do is a tie. Orleans, either a tie or can they walk it off and take home the victory? It's going to be Cox, Young, and Locklear, the big boys, coming up as we head to the last of the 9th. Last opportunity for Orleans when we come back here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Last of the 9th, last opportunity for Orleans to walk it off here in the 9th. Scoreless ball game as coming on in now the pitch for YD, and to try and hold this to a 0-0 game at the end of 9 will be CJ Culpepper, rising sophomore from Cal Baptist University, 6'3", 193-pound right-hander, who in 22 appearances for the Lancers had 13 saves, a 3.3 ERA in 30 innings pitched, had 38 strikeouts and just 15 walks. The Western Athletic Conference Freshman of the Year and a first-team WAC relief pitcher after he had an extraordinary first full season as the Lancers closer. He's going to face Connor Cox to begin with. First pitch to Connor is a high pop-up in the infield. Brooks Lee, the shortstop, now racing in. He's by the infield grass, and he's got it. 1 pitch, 1 out to Cox for out number 1.
Well, the good news for the Firebirds is you can't lose this game, no matter what you do. But I'm sure if you ask Kelly Nicholson, a tie is just as bad as a loss.
Certainly would not be ideal as Jace Young stands in, the left-handed hitting second baseman. First pitch, fastball, is inside for ball 1, 1-0. Young, who was 1 of 3 hits for Orleans all game, had a booming triple to straightaway center near the 434 marker out in center field. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Culpepper with a good off-speed pitch. Young early. It's 1-1. From the windup, 1-1 pitch from the Culpepper is in the dirt as it skips past the catcher Baez and ricochets out toward the YD on deck circle. 2-1 to Jace Young. Wind still blowing in. It's going to be tough to knock one out, that's for sure. It's been affecting fly balls all game long. 2-1. Young takes a fastball low and inside for a called strike 2 at the knees. 2-2 with Tyler Locklear on deck for Orleans. Culpepper, wind up, 2-2. Fastball, just a bit inside at 92 miles an hour. It's 3-2. Firebirds need a base runner. They'll take it in any shape, way, shape, or form. 3-2. Young skies one into shallow center field. The shortstop Lee backpedaling now. He's got it. He calls everyone off, and he's got it for out number 2. And Orleans is now down to their final batter. If the game remains tied after Tyler Locklear is put away, the game will end. No extra innings in the 2021 abbreviated schedule here on the Cape. First pitch to Locklear. Breaking ball, high fly ball, left field. This is going to stay in the ballpark. Racing in is the left fielder Smith, still coming on in, and he's going to make the catch. And that should do it. That is going to be the ball game here from Eldridge Park. So Kelly Nicholson is going to walk out, shake home plate umpire Mike Beal's hand. He's going to now shake manager Scott Pickler's hand of YD. It ends in a tie. A scoreless tie here from Eldridge Park. Just an absolute pitcher's duel. And both sides, hard to tell if any of them are happy or upset. I'm sure both sides, it was a well-fought, well-played game from YD and Orleans. But in the end, it ends in a draw, so the Firebirds, with that tie, move to a record of 2-3-1. YD already 1 week in, they already have 2 ties. They have 3 wins, 2 losses, and now they have 2 ties here on the Cape. YD with no runs on 6 hits, no errors. Firebirds with no runs on 3 hits and no errors. And our sideline reporter Noah Searson is going to have catcher Garrett Guillemette. He's going to try and get USC catcher Garrett Guillemette with him. And so Noah, whenever you're ready, take it away with Garrett.
Thanks, Garrett. So I'm standing on the sidelines with Garrett Guillemette. I can't believe I messed that up in my head. But Garrett, you're behind the dish today. Obviously, 0-0 ball game, kind of very inconclusive. What did you see from your pitchers? You know, Cannon, another great outing, following up his start at Harwich, and then Jake Som, after he had a rough start against Chatham, he's now put together 2 extremely good appearances. So you had the best seat in the house. What did you see today?
They made my job really easy today, just locating every pitch. I think really just dominating with their best stuff, locating their fastball, great height on their pitches, a lot of ground ball double plays today, which is huge. It's a big momentum shift especially. And, Jake was just absolutely dominant today. His breaking ball was looking really well, really good height on his pitches as well. He just looked really comfortable out there. We had Nick, too, Wallerstedt. He looked really well for the 2 batters he was in, just absolutely dominant. And then Cannon, of course, just coming in, just easy 95, effortless, just really good. They made my job very easy today.
Well, and one of the things that we were talking about all game, throughout the game, was the crazy wind we had. It was swirling. There were a couple balls that were hit very well that you thought would have got farther, but they kind of got hung up. From your perspective, both in the dugout and behind the dish, how do you think the wind impacted today's game?
There was some loud sounds of the bat that we for sure thought would be gappers and stuff. But when it's like that and it's like a pitcher's duel, especially with a win, you just gotta keep focused and don't play differently. Just be yourself. And as a team, it was a good tie. We played hard. It was back and forth, and the win was a little effect, but it happens.
Well, in a pitcher's duel, obviously everybody likes to talk about the play of the pitchers, but let's be honest, the person calling the pitches behind the plate is just as important. And it seemed like there was a moment between you and the Skip when you came in after the ninth that he kind of gave you a pat on the back, kudos. What did Skip tell you, and what can you take away from this game defensively as a catcher? Even though it was a tie, it was an excellent performance from yourself and the rest of the pitching staff.
Yeah, basically he came into me, talked to me in the dugout in the ninth, and shook my hand. Was very proud of the way I called the game today, and being able to separate my hitting from my defense has been a big mature thing that I've been working on, and felt like I was there today, and he noticed that, and he called me out for that, and I respect him for that, and I appreciate that. And it kept me going, and it kind of got me kind of pumped up a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think we all noticed the play behind the dish. Garrett, thanks for your time today so much. We'll see you the rest of the season. Guys, I know you got somebody else standing by, so I'll send it back to you in the booth.
All right, Noah, thanks so much. I'm sitting here with University of Georgia right-hander Jonathan Cannon, tonight's starter for Orleans. Jonathan, you had a great start, 5 scoreless innings. You had only 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. What did you think of your performance tonight?
I thought it was good. It was definitely something to build off of last week. I thought I did decent last week. My control could have been a little bit better, but I thought it was a lot better tonight, and I thought my off-speed was a lot better. It was a good hitting team, and they gave me some tough battles and wasn't able to strike out as many, but that's just props to them. They're a great hitting club.
Well, you had a great infield, playing great defense all night long. The wind certainly played a factor. A lot of fly balls died out here. Let's talk a little bit about the guys that came after you. Nick Wallerstedt and Jake Somm, 4 innings combined of scoreless relief. What can you say about Nick and Jake and what they did after you?
They just did their jobs. Wally and Jake are great pitchers, and they came in and were able to shut them down. And saw me win those last few innings there and did a great job. Nick coming in, getting those 2 big outs were huge for us.
And last but not least, what's it been like here on the Cape and learning from Coach Kelly Nicholson and from pitching coach Matt Troop? And what have they taught you so far just this past week here in Orleans?
It's been a great lesson just the last 2 weeks, and being in front of an awesome home crowd. These last 2 outings for me have been just fantastic, and I've really learned a lot about just kind of the ins and outs of all of their experience with especially Kelly coaching up here for so long, and just learning about just kind of the ins and outs and helping me the difference between metal and wood bats and how to approach that. So he's been a great help along with Troop.
Jonathan, congratulations on the great start. Unfortunately, you're not able to get the win due to the scoreless tie, but we'll see you out there next week. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
All right, Jonathan Cannon with us on the broadcast, and that is going to do it for us here on our YouTube channel. YD nothing, Orleans nothing. Again, Red Sox, no runs on 6 hits, no errors. Firebirds with no runs on 3 hits and no errors. And there's no winning pitcher, no losing pitcher. And for the first time this season, Carlo, Orleans gets a draw or a tie, you could say. And for YD, already this first week they have 2 ties. But your final takeaways before we wrap up this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's an inconsistent offensive group who put up 11 hits and 7 runs yesterday, and then only 3 runs today. So a little bit of a bummer there. But it's all it's expected in the beginning of the year. Guys aren't going to be as consistent. They're still getting used to the metal bats. But it looks like our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, has Jordan Sprinkle with him. Let's go to Jordan Sprinkle. He's way more interesting than me.
Noah, if you have Jordan Sprinkle, whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right, thanks, guys. So I'm sidelines here with Jordan Sprinkle. And Jordan, I kind of just talked to Garrett a bit about it, but a big storyline this game was the fact that the wind was just awful, and it was coming in right on home plate. And I know you're chuckling because you kind of saw it firsthand. You absolutely hit the absolute crap out of the ball. 96-mile-per-hour exit velo, in case you were wondering. Our stats guys got that one. But from your perspective, from behind the dish, how did the wind impact today's game?
Yeah, definitely. Balls hit to center, to right field that are hit, usually hit hard and over the outfielder's heads. We're playing a little bit in, so That was tough. I think at the end of the day, getting the barrel is what ultimately you're looking for. I would say defensively too, even some of the throws, we're tailing in. I think I had one in the hole where I threw it, and I threw it at him, and it ran a little bit in. So the wind does play a factor, and it's pretty interesting being out here and with the wind how it was today.
Well, and obviously, we're not playing extra innings this year in the Cape League, so it's kind of a weird result, 0-0 tie. But what can you take away from this game, whether it's, something, how you play in crazy wind like this, if you have to do that at some point, or just certain plays? Like, how do you take something away from a game that's literally 0-0?
Definitely, yeah. Outs are super valuable. I think at bats are super valuable too. So just making sure that you're really staying focused when you're up at the dish and trying to get a run across. I mean, as you see, it was a 0-0 game. I think they had 6 hits and we had 3 hits. So not a lot going on. So I think all at bats are valuable and really just trying to get runs across when you can.
Yeah, and getting runs across. We saw it yesterday. You guys played a lot of small ball. You actually had an inning where you bunted 3 straight times, which was kind of crazy. Is that a strategy that on a day like today you think would be, maybe decent to employ, especially when, every fly ball that we saw go up, it was really hanging up there and it wasn't really going anywhere?
I would say so, definitely. I think our hitters were confident in themselves to get the job done at the plate. And, we had some good swings. Obviously, I don't think we got rewarded in the hit column. But I would say, yeah, laying a bunt down a couple of times. They were playing in a little bit. They were playing pretty even with the bag because I think from yesterday. So, I think this probably would have been the day to lay down a bunt. But nevertheless, we had some good at-bats, and we'll leave with that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's Jordan Sprinkle. Jordan, thank you so much for your time, guys. I'll send it back to you one more time to finish this one off.
All right, thanks so much, Noah Searson. That is going to do it for us here from Eldridge Park. YD nothing, Orleans nothing. It ends in a scoreless tie on this Sunday. Please join us tomorrow night for our next home broadcast. We'll be live here from Eldridge Park against Harwich, 7 p.m. first pitch. Pregame will start roughly around 6:45 p.m., so make sure you set yourself a reminder to watch our live stream tomorrow back here at home. Part of a 3-game homestand these next 3 days for the Firebirds. For my partner, Carlo Jimenez, I'm Gareth Kwok saying so long from Eldridge Park. Orleans and YD end the home and home with a scoreless tie. And we will see you all tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your Sunday to all those listening.